Shalom and welcome to another installment of Apostles GMS, giving all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Today's date is December, is it the 18th or the 19th? The 19th. Yeah, well, that's a couple more weeks before the end of the year show. But today's date is December 19, 2015. And we're just going to go with the spirit. We're going to cover a lot of things. A lot of things been happening in the news. Prophecies have been coming to pass. You know, the mark of the beast technology, which is the chip, is a step closer to the fulfillment. The World War III Armageddon is one step closer to fulfillment.
It's used in key cards.
We're going to speak about those elementary school dropouts under Johanna, under the tutelage of Johanna that was out there in California. We're going to speak about them. We're also going to speak about Lahab, Brother Lahab. He used to be God Lahab. He was a master at one time. Yes, we are your masters. Well, he's just a brother now. And there's a comment that somebody left me that he said on a radio show that we, talking about us in particular, we had demons on us. Yeah, well, that's coming a demon. That's coming from a demon, you know. But anyway, we're gonna go into a lot of things. We're gonna go into the spirit. So whatever comes to your mind through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, not Christ, let it flow.
Yeah. So. Well, you know what? I got this article here because since we're speaking about prophecies, a matter of fact, let me read this real quick. And the scriptures started off the right way, the way the white man don't want you to start it off. This is Revelation, the 19th chapter. Bear with me 1 second. Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. And that's one of the main things that we're one point that we're supposed to be teaching about right now is the prophecies. You know, I mean, outside of the Israelite foreigner issue with Cornelius and Israelites come looking like all different nations. You know, the main thing we're supposed to speak on are prophecies. You know, that's the main focus. You know, because if you know, you can teach about the law, but there's only so much you can teach on the law. You know, because people have to sit down and read the law to understand it. And you know, there's certain things in the law that we don't keep today, which is the law of sacrifice, which was done away with Yahushai. You know, but the main thing that we're supposed to speak about is the prophecies. You know, mainly about the mark of the beast being a microchip. You know, the up and coming war, because World War III pretty much is already here. You know, it's just not really fully sparked off yet. You know, but they're playing with danger, so to speak. You know, they're like right there at the line. You know, towing at the line. You know, and pretty soon it's just gonna explode into a full blown out war. You know, because if Russia fights against NATO or whatever the case is, or America against Iran, or however it's going to go down, you know, that's what's going to bring forth World War III. You know, so all the players are there in the Middle East. They're out there.
I got something for you to back you up since you made that. Speaking about current events and prophecy, now you have this guy, Chris Christie, and he's a Republican presidential candidate. And he said...
Would you be prepared to shoot down that Russian plane and risk war with Russia? Not only would we be prepared to do it, I would do it. A no-fly zone means a no-fly
Well, basically, he said that we're already in World War III.
See, maybe.
All right.
Maybe because I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah, Chris Christie says we're already in World War III.
I would talk to Vladimir Putin a lot. I'd say to him, listen, Mr. President.
You know, so pretty much, you know, it's there. It's just like I said, it's a matter of them just actually coming out with it. You know, and these other countries that are supposed to be fighting in that war of Armageddon, which that's what really Armageddon really means, is the mountain of the troops. That's when the war is fully in full bloom, so to speak. You know, but I got something here called the 17 Elements of Martial Law. It says this is a article that was first published on the Dave Hodges Common Sense Show. I guess this particular one is dated back in March 8th, 2015. It says the martial law is thrown around with reckless disregard. Is America under martial law? This is a question that is most often discussed in the independent media. And you could say, yes, it is under martial law, but it's just not. It's a police state. It's in martial law, but it's not fully there. Because whenever some major incident happens, like the marathon bombings, you know, you had the city of Boston shut down. 1 million people couldn't move or go, and then you had the troops, the National Guard troops or reserves or whatever they were, going house to house checking people's homes to see if the so-called terrorists were in those homes. That's martial law, you know. So anytime something goes down, one of the first things they do is they bring around the National Guard. Which that's when martial law is basically when the military takes over the American public, so to speak, you know. So it's there, it's here. So there's 17 elements that comprise martial law, and this is, you know, as we read on, it gives you every last one of them, and pretty much this guy Obama has already implemented like 16 of them, and all it's missing is just the last one, which is gun confiscation, and they're pushing for that gun confiscation. That's why you got all these different shootings, San Bernardino, California, and all those other different shootings, because they're trying to push the laws that are in effect now to take people's guns away. So when they come for them, they can't do nothing.
Yeah, to back you up, the definition of martial law from Google is military government involving the suspension of ordinary law. So by them creating all those different instances you see in the news with all these different shootings, that will help to suspend ordinary law and bring in martial law, which the word martial means warlike. So what does that mean for you tribes? That means they're gonna bring war against you, and that's where the prophecies come in. Scriptures like when the enemy approached thee as a flood. That's one scripture, and scriptures like in the book of Revelation, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. You know, that prison is the concentration camps, the different detention centers, because a lot of you tribes are going to be detained. You won't be able to go back home as you're accustomed to. You're going to be detained in a huge government building along with a huge groups of people, you know?
If you don't believe Esau being the so-called white man is capable of doing that, go back and look at the past. They did it already. Well, number one, you go back to like the 1800s. We always talk about what they did to us. You know, the so-called Native Americans, the trailer. Perfect example. The reservation is nothing but a big detention camp. That's all it is. But I mean, even like prior to that, when the Trail of Tears took place, going into a little history, when they took away, when the government, right, stole, like, let's say, what we know today, the states of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, it belonged to the Gadites, which the Cherokee and the Creek and all that. Now, when they finally passed them laws that they could take the land, they sent the troops in, federal troops, Andrew Jackson, and they just kicked them out of when they came, and they grabbed them out of their homes, man. They came and grabbed them out of their homes, and they detained them in, concentration camps. But there's another name I'm trying to get, detention, like temporary detention centers out in the cold. And you know what? It wasn't made to be comfortable either. Okay? They had like the temporary detention camps that they stuck, holding like big barracks. And it was during the wintertime and it was cold. They had them there, detained temporarily until they could send them out west on the Trail of Tears. So them detention camps, they did it to Ammon during World War II. Okay? So this so-called white man, Esau, he's very capable of doing that, man. He's going to do it. That's prophecy. Basically, when Esau sets up that system, that concentration camp system, it's not going to be comfortable, man. It's not going to be. It's not built for comfort. It's not designed for comfort, man. You're going to be cold. You're going to be hungry, starving. Yep. You ain't going to have no change of clothes.